Okay guys, I'm going to show you how I make my pizza crust. I have a cup of water that's at about 120 degrees. I have a packet of active dry yeast and a teaspoon of sugar. You're also going to need a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and about 2.5 cups of flour. So with the water, it's very crucial that you temp the water because if it's too hot, you'll kill the yeast. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. And add the sugar. And I'm going to give that a little stir. And I'm going to let that sit for about 15 minutes until it foams up. Okay guys, it's been about 15 minutes, and as you can see, the yeast mixture has risen. I'm going to set that aside. Here I have 2.5 cups of flour. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and give that a mix. Next I'm going to add the mixture of the yeast, water, and sugar, and the 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm gonna give this a mix until it forms into a dough. My dough is a little bit sticky still, so I'm just gonna add a little more flour until it comes to a soft ball. Now that I have kneaded it into a ball, I'm going to tuck it under. I'm going to place it back in the bowl and let it rise until it's double in size, probably like an hour. But you can, the least is 30 minutes. And then I'm going to cover it with just a towel. And I'm going to place it in the oven because it's pretty warm and away from air. I'm going to let that rise and I'll be back. What you also could do is, as you're rolling it out, if you had string cheese, you can pull more over the flap and roll it under to make a stuffed crust. And some people also like to put cornmeal underneath it to give it that. I know like Pizza Hut does that. Okay, once you are satisfied with your pizza crust, I'm gonna take a fork and just poke holes all the way through the bottom so it can give it a little air to breathe so it won't puff up that much. So I'm gonna place that in the oven for about 5 minutes so it can pre-cook the crust. Okay guys, it has been 5 minutes and the crust has risen up really nice. I have some pizza sauce. I'm gonna give that a little. You can use any sauce you want. Or you can make your own. I just made my own since it's so easy. Let me know if you want me to show you how to make it, your own sauce. And here I have cilantro, green onion, and some dry seasoning that I put on my pizza. And then I have some mozzarella cheese that I'm going to sprinkle on. And I'm gonna pile it up with pepperoni. Like that, and then I'm gonna add just a little cheese on the top just to seal down some of the pepperoni. And I'm gonna place that in the oven for about 15 minutes until it's crispy and bubbly. Okay guys, here it is. It is out of the oven and hot. The crust is nice and brown. And now I'm just gonna cut it down the middle. There. There and there, and I will pull a piece apart, and people, really nice. Yeah, and that's how I make my pizza.